And here is the Irishman, boxing out of the Cavan Boxing Club, John Joe Nevin. He's really been an outstanding amateur. Nevin was the youngest Irish boxer at the Olympic Games at Beijing. He's still only 22, and he's qualified again for London 2012. Now the next job for John Joe is to get a medal, and if he wins here, he's got a medal. Have to get used to the scoring here. We won't see any scoring, not like the recent old days when it's progressively shown on screen, and indeed if you were in the arena you wouldn't see it either. Nevin has first attacked a left hand, but I think it might have been blocked by Shemov. Both orthodox boxers, as you can see, leading with the left hands, left foot forward. Both very clever boxers, and none cleverer than Nevin. Nevin's footwork is always exemplary. Referee just telling Shemov to keep his punches up. There was nothing terribly dangerous about it, but it's better to be sure than sorry, so he's told him in good time. And that was a slightly low one there from Nevin. A left hand right on the belt. The belt is an imaginary line, but if you hit below it, you don't need great imagination to know what it causes. Shemov falling after Nevin down. Nevin tries that right hand to the body. I think this increase in weight, bantamweight going up from 54k to 56, will have benefited Nevin, because he went away to that World Series of boxing. It was very helpful to him. He had a great time in that and boxed extremely well and was way up there in one of the winning teams. But now he's up to 56, and that's what the new bantamweight division is, and it's good for him. Nothing really between these two. Two very good technicians. Nevin's forte is boxing on the outside, coming in for his hits and moving, because he's got great footwork and a superb boxing brain, John Joe Nevin. 4 times he's been the champion of Ireland at senior level, John Joe Nevin. And right from the time that he first appeared at the National Stadium as a junior, they've been talking about him. Clearly the referee said we want clean punches here. That's a nice right hand from Nevin. It's a lovely right hand. It cuts right through the middle. And it looks as though he had scored twice there. But like you, I'll have to wait and find out. Nevin wild with the left hand. He better settle down a little, but he's boxing well. He's throwing out the shots, whereas Shemov is not throwing all that many. And you have to say, on the first evidence we're seeing, that Nevin would be in the lead in this first round. All these scores have been put into the computer, and then there's the subtractions and the additions and the middle scores and whatever. Too complicated to explain now. But Nevin comes in. This is typical Nevin. Come in, have a hit, move. It's typical. There he is again, a left hand, and there he is again, moving away. That was a lovely round for John Joe Nevin. And it's Shemov who's ahead 7-4, not Nevin. Nevin hit some very, very clean shots in the last minute of that and got clearly no credit for it. His general mode of operandi is not to be on the inside, Nevin, but he'll have to do a good piece of it here, I think, to get inside. He just want to watch that he doesn't get a public warning here for the uncleanliness of the punches. Loves being up on his feet, loves dancing around John Joe Nevin. That's a solid left hand. Very good left jab there from John Joe Nevin. That got right on the meat, no doubt. Neither boxer in the slightest sign of any trouble. A couple of left hands there from Nevin. I think the second one might have got through to the lower ribs. And another right hand from Nevin. Surely the judges, or those who matter, would have seen that. Argentine referee in charge of this one. Shaimov not throwing a great deal of stuff in this round. Thing is that there's more combinations coming out of Shaimov, the Uzbekistani, and Nevin was more of a one-shot or at most two-shot man, and that might impress or unimpress the judges. Throws a right hand, was just out of distance. Nevin inviting him in tactically. Last half of the second round. Back amateur boxing back, of course, to its old 3-3s now after a few years spell at 4-2s. But definitely the thing has been forced by Shaimov, but I still think the cleaner shots have been thrown by Nevin. But he's got to get in scores, Nevin has. And class, whatever it's worth, and it's worth a deal in my book, but you've got to produce as well, and there is the hooter for the end of the second round. Check on the scores. Nevin has pulled one back all right. It's 11-9. He won that round, 5-4, but it's not marked on rounds. It's marked on 3 rounds, not single rounds. Double goal for every boxer at these World Championships to qualify for the Olympic Games. That these two guys have done. Next job is to get a World Championship medal. Nevin has already one of those in his coffers. He was a bronze medalist in Milan 2 years ago at 54K, still bantamweight, of course. Nevin will have no, he'll be doing the counts himself. He will know at this stage that he's 2 behind. But he's a good counter in the ring. He'll know what's going on. Feints with that right hand, as you can see, looking for that opening. But Shaimov didn't drop his hands. Nevin, of course, was in the World Boxing Championship, the Paris United he represented last season. So he was almost constantly in action in that, and it did him very good. But Shaimov knows now that he's got to keep the pressure on the Irishman and try and keep that lead he had at the end of 2 rounds. He was 7-4 after 1 round, 11-9 after 2 rounds. And if you think he's getting the better of Nevin, that's just the way Nevin boxes. Nevin boxes on the back foot a lot. Always seems to know he's gone taking a knee here. But the referee doesn't seem to see that as a count. He's just cautioning, not warning him. And we're just going to have a little look here at this helmet. That's Billy Walsh, the Wexford man, head coach of the high performance squad, Irish amateur boxing, who's done an absolutely fabulous job bringing so many men to the pinnacle of their chosen sport. Shaimov. That's a good right hand from Nevin. Half hook, half uppercut. Nevin may feel the next one will be a turning point in this contest. Feinted with the right, came in with the left. Nice work by Nevin. Really good work by Nevin. Like you, I'd love to know what those judges are putting down. I'd like to see Nevin put in a couple of 2-punch onslaughts, at least 2 punches. But twice he dummied to throw a right hand and came in with that straight left, and there he's done it again. This is awful close, I should think now. And whatever lead Shaimov has is becoming diluted here by the man from Cavan Boxing Club. Showing all his class, and a lot of it he's got, John Joe Nevin. Telling Nevin to just watch the clutching on the inside. A couple of more good punches here will win this one way or the other. Win or lose it, but Shaimov is the aggressor. He knows he may be falling behind, or if not falling behind, at least losing his lead, which was substantial after 1 round. through the right. Now can one more punch win it for Nevin? No, it's not going to happen there. And the shake of Nevin's head suggests he's a little disappointed. Maybe it's now looking good. Maybe it's now looking very good. Nevin is looking very good. Yes, great stuff by Nevin. John Joe Nevin has a World Championship medal, and John Joe Nevin has a place in the Olympic Games.
The last 2 rounds I needed to work me fainting. Not actually work going to him, but clawing him on. I knew I could beat him. The last round was very, very close. I didn't know which way I went.
World O'Neill faces Japan's Ryota Murata. A win here, and the Paulstown man would add a world medal to his European from last year. Commentary once again from Jimmy.
For the 4th time in these World Championships, Darren O'Neill from Paulstown, County Kilkenny, makes his way to the ring. On the previous 3 occasions, he exited the ring as the winner. Today, it's against Ryota Murata of Japan. Darren O'Neill is the sort of man you could kind of bet your stack on. And a lot of Irish title fights. He's champion for the last 3 years. And when you see him come out of a corner, you'll see him leading with his right hand and his right foot, because he is a southpaw. Darren O'Neill against the orthodox Japanese Murata. This is 75 kilograms, middleweight. One of the biggest hitters in Irish amateur boxing is Darren O'Neill. And when he hits you, you stay hit. But it has to be said in his favour too, that he can take a shot, and he's not shy. He doesn't hide when big bombs have been thrown at him. But a very skilled performer, Darren O'Neill. Murata's trying to do the early press here. O'Neill allows a little bit of space to go there. Tentative left hand from O'Neill, that's nowhere near the target. I think Darren is not spacing this out now to find his way. See, the right hand went downstairs, but I don't think it really caught O'Neill in any way. O'Neill is just sussing out the target now, getting his reach, getting his distance. And then watch when he gets an opening, watch that left hand of his. A couple of good shots there by Murata, the second of which was to the body, low down. Murata finding nice distance, finding the accuracy all right, but he doesn't appear to be carrying an overdose of power. And we do know from our own boxing here domestically that there's a power pouch in Darren O'Neill, and if he gets an opening, he will avail of it. O'Neill inclined to concede territory in the early stages here, but only appears to. Murata ranked 5 in 2011 in the world and is the Asian Championship winner. And this is top level of the game. A lot of punches been thrown by Murata, but serious question, how many of them are reaching the target? I'd say if a third of them, that would be the most. Just last 10 seconds of the round now. And there is the end of round 1. And Billy Walsh will have something to say now to his man, but Murata certainly was busy in that opening round. The Japanese leading. Just about fair, I think, on what we've seen. O'Neill just at 1 point in deficit now. Murata is busier in relative terms, but the bigger puncher already, obviously, O'Neill. O'Neill has been involved with a lot of very good Irish boxers in recent years, the likes of the late Darren Sutherland, Kenneth Egan. You know, it hasn't been easy for him, but if it was easy, everyone could do it. Darren O'Neill's wins already in this championship. Eneste of Norway, he saw him off by 16-5. Then he had a tough one against Mohammed Hikal of Egypt. 15-13 he beat him. And then the Bulgarian Mladen Manev. He also beat him last year in the Europeans, but he beat him again 19-12. So it's been good championships this for Darren O'Neill. High-held guard here by Murata. Not leaving a lot of openings en route to his head. O'Neill still probably down a point here, as he was at the end of round one. He scored with a left hand there, Darren O'Neill, just coming off the break, left hand. That's better from O'Neill. Left and a good right cross as well. He's now found the distance, found the target a little more easier. Murata's right hand got through. Good technical stuff in this, two strong men. And of course, it's a big prize, a World Championship medal. And it could be any colour. If you win this, you have a bronze. Then you go to the next fight and either the bronze or silver en route. But one thing they both know is they're going to London for the 2012 Olympic Games. Now, that was a good right hand there from Murata. Pushed O'Neill's head back. Running into the last half of this second round. The first round ending in the favour of Murata. 3 points to 2. O'Neill must have a game plan. Murata again tries that right to the body. Probably got through. That's a good right hand from Darren O'Neill. He needs more of that. 2 seconds, 1 second, end of round 2. And now it's time for the duo of Walsh and Antia to get in there and talk to their man. Meantime, the Japanese has gone up by 3 points lead. He was only 1 after the first round. 3 points is a big deficit to try and pick back. For sure, O'Neill's got to throw more punches, and for sure he's got to throw them more accurately than up to now. But the punch rate has to increase. Darren O'Neill, who gave up the chance of Kilkenny hurling glory and fame to concentrate on his boxing and on his school teaching. And he's been eminently successful at both. Silver medal at the 2010 European Championships. Three points is a good lead for Murata. And if he's just careful and conservative here, he can hold on for a medal. There's a lot more on O'Neill than we're seeing here. Don't know if he's tired after a tough week. Murata's punching more frequently. Nice, he caught him there on the abdomen. Just 2 minutes to go now, so 2 minutes is very little time really to gather your wits and try and force yourself into this contest. But Murato's not about to concede very much, and the Japanese is strong and getting stronger, one would think. Now O'Neill sinks a left to the body. then has to give way.
The winning is tennis.
Paulstown watching keenly here to the man. Not a bad combination there from Darren O'Neill. Halfway through the last round. I have to say my own impression is that I've often seen Darren O'Neill at least twice as fast as this in the ring, but then everything has to be weighed up against the opposition. He's in there and only he can read it. Right, left, good ones from Darren O'Neill. Remember, there was 3 points between them going into this third and last round. There's 1 point between them going into the second, and O'Neill now taking a count here. Count for Darren O'Neill. Just unlike professional boxing, the count doesn't mean anything. It just means that 1 punch did it, and 1 punch only counts the same. Very important distinction between amateur boxing and professional boxing. But one thing that is the same is that Murata is the aggressor and is carrying the fight to the Paulstown man, and looks as though he might be on his way to the semi-finals of the World Championships, unless O'Neill can reach into that bag of goodies of his and produce 1 big left hand to put his man to sleep. But it's not looking as though it's forthcoming, and it's all over, and Murata believes he's in the semi-finals. 18-9 he's won it.
Fairness, when he came out fast and he came out hard. He had his time and distance correct, you know. I'm bitterly disappointed now, you know. It's terrible to go from one stage yesterday to another today, but look, it was a good tournament for me. I had 4 fights in 5 days, which took it out of me, you know. It's very hard to hold someone with that physical strength off for 3 full.
Into the ring was the relatively inexperienced 19-year-old flyweight Michael Conlon from the St John Bosco Boxing Club in Belfast. He faced the Welshman Andrew Selby in this afternoon's last 8. Conlon is in red.
And here on the greatest day of his life comes Michael Conlon from the John Bosco Club in Belfast with Billy Walsh. Interesting thing that GB, as it will be for the Olympics, have two boxers qualified in the last 8. What will happen if one of them wins it? Probably he'll go to the Olympics in London. If neither of them win it, there may be a box off, but that's not our worry or responsibility. We're looking here at the man in red, Selby, against the man in blue, Michael Conlon. Conlon came really onto the fore this year, winning the Irish Championship. And during that Irish Championship at the National Stadium, en route to the top spot, he beat Ryan Burnett. And you know who he is? The man who got to the Junior Olympics and won them. One of the first ever Irish Junior Olympic champion, Ryan Burnett, marked down as one for the future, immediate at that. But Conlon put a front on that at the National Stadium in the quarterfinals of the Irish Championship. And here he is, he's quick on his feet, he's quick of hand, and following up there now to try and get in another right hand. He's not allowing Selby to settle, and the Welshman does like to settle into his boxing game, but Conlon knows a bit about the thing here and is obviously going to give it a right go. Conlon changing for a moment there, went from orthodox to southpaw. Right hand snapping out from Selby, looked a good one. He's only young, I know, 20, but if you see him with his helmet off, you'd swear that Conlon was about 15 or 16. Very youthful looking lad indeed, and fair play to him for that. He's quick, he's got quick hands, and most of all, he's got a quick brain, Conlon. He knows how to punch too, Michael Conlon. Not all of them are reaching the intended target, but he's throwing them out there. The referee just tell him to watch the punches and not stray away. Conlon now goes southpaw. He's got all the talents. He can go orthodox, he can go southpaw, and he is proving a problem, a little bit of a problem for Selby here. He's gone back orthodox again, Conlon. This has the makings of a really cracking quarter-final at flyweight. The winner of this will get himself a sure bronze medal in the World Championships, and with maybe better and more valuable metal to come. Good spell there by Selby. A lot of good punches thrown by Selby, and certainly a percentage of them must have got through to the target area. But it's an unfazed Conlon who's going to close out this first round. Another good performance by the young man from John Bosco, Belfast. (7-4) is the advantage. Still to be just confirmed on your screen, but 7-4 for Andrew Selby after round one. There was a great flurry from him towards the end of that round one, and that probably was the deciding feature to sway the judges.
Second round.
2 rounds to go. Conlon again carrying the fight to his man. Good quick hands there from Selby. He probably has the quicker hands. He's a cool boy, this Conlon. And of course you're talking about the top level here in Selby, European champion, and a brilliant European champion at that, and in the previous European Championships a bronze medal, so he's been in the upper tier all the time, and his hands are busy, very, very busy. Just telling him exactly what he doesn't want him to be doing. That was a nice jab there from Conlon. He's gone back, his jab is working well. He's gone back to southpaw again. The meeting of the Celts here. And again, it's Conlon up on his toes, carrying the fight forward. Little flurries from Selby are successful, and that's his main stock and trade. The single shots been chosen and thrown from Conlon look the better product, but they're not as often as those of Selby. Selby throws a right cross, caught on the glove by Conlon there, halfway through the second round. In other words, halfway through the contest. But he hasn't taken a backward step yet, Conlon. Oh, a very heavy looking right hand to the body there, which was a little bit in the low department. But Michael Conlon doesn't complain, even though his voice may have changed from baritone to soprano by tomorrow. And again, Conlon goes after his man. Selby stands and works very well. Well, this is a great matchup, there's no doubt about that. Last minute of round two, the penultimate round. Conlon's punches in ones and twos, and Selby is putting more together as he gathers his little piece of momentum. Catches Conlon coming in, but on the arm, it has to be said, Conlon was trailing by 3 points starting this round. It depends on how they saw those combos of Selby's. Honestly, so many of them have been taken on the gloves of the arms by Conlon, but he possibly still is at least 3 behind. But this is a super matchup here between the champion of Ireland and the champion of Wales. A tremendous contest at the end of round 2. Conlon got the better of the round. The margin was 3 starting that second round. The margin is now 2 points. On the verge. There's 2 between them now. Third round. Conlon comes from a city that's produced many stellar names in the small man weights, Belfast. Men and greats such as John Caldwell, Wayne McCullough, Freddie Gilroy, Hugh Russell et al. As the old saying said, good goods in, small, well, you know the rest. And this is the latest of them, Michael Conlon, full of pep, and you cannot say that he's afraid to carry the fight to his man. Not that you were going to say it anyway. He's just clean off the gloves and all will be well. Don't be dirtying your lovely Polish shirt. Selby did well. That was a nice 1-2 from him. But again, you see the Conlon jab working. Conlon's counter punching, excellent. Excellent. Lost the first round, Conlon. Won the second round, Conlon. Really is one you don't want to see being decided one way or the other. Really 2 very good amateur boxers. Michael Conlon, a credit to himself and his club. Irish champion, coming in here as the most inexperienced man in the Irish team at these championships. Chasing after Selby, not giving a 1 second of respite inside the last half of the contest. But Conlon just keeps going. Somebody's put a coin in his power box and he just keeps going, Conlon. There's no stopping him, and Shelby has sent out a few good heavy shots with both hands. Good hooks to the body from the Welshman. But look at this from Conlon. There's not a stopping him. Inside the last minute now. Another good piece of work there by Conlon. Gloves well held up. He hasn't lost his concentration. Nor might we say has Selby. This is a wonderful contest in the amateur game, which really is worthy of the stage of World Championships. Baku, Azerbaijan, less than half a minute to go. Selby looking a little more tired than the Belfast boy. And again, it's Conlon on the attack. He just simply won't let up. Selby has a ton of talent, but he's put to the pin of his collar here. An absorbing, terrific contest. And they've really given the Polish referee very little to do. That's been a wonderful performance from the 2 of them. Absolutely top drawer stuff from 2 brilliant amateurs. And Conlon may have drawn back more of that deficit. Wonderful contest indeed. Selby was terrific, and so was Conlon. Selby has done it by 1 single point. 1 single point. An absolutely brilliant performance by Selby. Equally brilliant performance by Michael Conlon, who will leave the ring desperately disappointed.
Okay.
Con Murphy, thank you. A championship never to be forgotten by John Joe Nevin. First qualification for the 2012 Olympic Games, mission accomplished. 2, get a medal and become the first Irish boxer to get medals at 2 World Championships, mission accomplished. Now, it's a kind of a win-win situation. He has the bronze and the possibility of upgrading to either business class or first class, silver or gold. There's the judges who will be in charge, very important, 5 judges. The top score, the bottom score are dropped, and it's the mean average of the other three. We have a Russian referee, one of the top nations in the world, if always one or two with Cuba. And a Russian referee would be the referee I would probably choose, were I looking for absolutely straight down the middle shooting. Luke Campbell, 2009 European champion, extraordinarily tall for a bantamweight. The boys have been saying 6 feet, and who am I to deny it? Mind you, John Joe Nevin is tall for a bantamweight as well. Used to be 54 kilograms, now upward limit of 56. Southpaw Campbell, as you can see, right hand forward, and already it's Nevin pressing to him. John Joe Nevin, he's the cutest, he's the smartest, and he's one of the best bantamweights we've ever had. And mind you, Ireland can certainly talk about bantamweights because we've had several of them over the years. Orthodox John Joe Nevin carrying the fight to Campbell. When they met in those European Union Championships 2 years ago, 11 points was the margin between them. Between Nevin here in blue, boxing in the orthodox manner, left hand, left foot forward. Luke Campbell is from Hull in England. Tentative, both men here in the early stages, but for sure Nevin has made no errors, and it looks to me as though, just on the evidence of the first half minute or thereabouts, that Campbell is the more cautious of the two. It's a long jab though, that, a long right hand from Campbell. But cleverly, as always, Nevin stays out of range. Stays at distance, then comes in, throws 3 or 4 punches, might have got through it too. Nevin tries one downstairs, didn't quite get it. Campbell was on the move. Campbell good on his feet too, Nevin good on his feet. This is a kind of a male Strictly Come Dancing, with blows as well. Now this is where Nevin has to be cautious and clever, and those like the 3 boys in the studio back home will know more than most just how good Nevin is on his feet and in his brain. He seems to see everything. He looks like one of those guys who has seen the rehearsal for the fight and knows what's coming a split second before it happens. He's got a deadly boxing brain, John Joe Nevin. Early stages though. Campbell hasn't been able to work on that huge reach of his. He's got no return really for it in the opening round here, because Nevin has stayed out at distance. Campbell's head just a little careless there. Nothing dirty about it, but just a little careless. And you see from distance, Nevin is jumping in, getting inside, throwing the hands, throwing a little combination. And there's another terrific 1-2 there for Campbell. That was good stuff for him. Southpaw work there, but it doesn't fizz Nevin at all. Last 10 seconds of the round. And a good start in the World Championship semi-final for John Joe Nevin. And that's a lovely response from Nevin. A sweet right hand. At the end of round 1. In the last round, Campbell beat the ranked #1 and the current world champion Delakiev of Bulgaria. That's some scalp to have. But he hasn't got Nevin yet. There's not much between this and Campbell, just that 1 point ahead. It probably came in that 1-3-2 within the last minute of that round. But 1 point is not a deficit that should immensely worry John Joe Nevin. Both men have boxed really well in the first round.
Second round.
The GB team for 2012. Campbell, I reckon, is the shining light of that team. He's really come on a ton since that 2009 Euro Union Championships, when he was outpointed by 11 points by the man he's facing here, Nevin. But he has improved, of that there's no doubt. And the size is an immense advantage. Mind you, it's no good being 6 foot tall if he can't box, but he can box. And he is 6 foot tall. Nevin is cautious enough. Again, it's a good right hand there. The torque there from Nevin is good with his right hand. Perhaps Nevin should be moving more to his left and staying out of the flash point of that right hand, which is snapping out with good rapidity now from Luke Campbell at the top of this second round. Nevin's had a few close ones in this championship. He's had one count back and won that. But as one of the lads said there in the promo to this, he's not worried, John Nevin, who he's boxing, where he's boxing them, or what style they have. At least that's the impression he gives. He's more concerned with his own game, how he performs himself, and you'd have to say he's performing quite well here today. Quarter-final win was a good one for Nevin. This is a semi-final of a World Championship. Much publicity in the last week about Ireland being in the quarter-finals of the Rugby World Cup, and about Ireland playing that vital game against little Andorra in football. But there were 57 contestants in this division alone, and Nevin is here in the semi-final. It has to count for something in the sport that has brought more success to Ireland than any other one. Campbell is getting through. Both men are getting through when they attempt it. Nevin trying to corner his man, leads with the left, crosses with the right. Good technical stuff in this change in styles. This time Nevin beats him to the punch. And the end of round two. After round one, Nevin was a point behind. The hook was effective for Campbell there towards the end of that round. Very close, and like the people in the arena, in the Hyder Aliyev Arena, it'll be interesting to see. And it's level. Level. If you're asked what you'd like for Nevin apart from winning, it would be that it'd be inequality with 3 minutes to go. And there's one thing to remember, and this is important. I think it might be important. Nevin has been involved in that World Series of boxing in the last season, boxing for Paris United, and they are over 5 rounds. So I think he'll have a lot of juice in the tank for this final round, perhaps more than Campbell. We shall see. 9-9. Good lead, good cross from Nevin. One of those certainly scored. And on my unofficial card, Nevin is a point ahead. He's judged the distance well. This is really alert today, John Nevin. Concentration is very high, and he's got a marvellous boxing brain. You have to say too, Campbell is truly, if not for the present, he surely is one for the future. He's a year older than John Nevin, but he hasn't been round as many corners. I don't necessarily mean the ones in the ring. Both of these guys will be in London next summer for the Olympic Games. Both of them are medalists at these World Championships. So they're both in the top rung, one way or another. And it's all now in the last 1 minute and 10 seconds. Nevin has to be cool, and cool he is. He's the coolest dude around. Mullingar, he's from boxes out of the Cavan Boxing Club, not many miles away from Mullingar. And McDermott will be happy with his performance. And JJ got through the guard of Campbell there again. Forget what I told you about this World Series of boxing, over more rounds than these, and I think this will make a difference. Oh, there's a couple of good punches there from Campbell. The lead was good, the right lead, that opened up the avenue for the left hand. 1 minute to go. It's awfully close here on the shores of the Caspian Sea. Both men exchange punches and they're both spot on. Really well matched. If this is the sort of thing, they're not pros of course, but if this is pro boxing, you said the matchmaker did a superb job. And a clash in styles too, a clash in physical appearance as well. And it may all be down to the last 35 seconds. Campbell is not punching as often or as accurately as he was in his quarter-final. Neville catches a left hand to the face. It doesn't seem to affect him in the slightest. He's totally unfazed by it. We move into the last quarter of a minute. Which of these is going to exchange the bronze medal for something better? There won't be more than a point in this, I should think. And you've got to wait and hope that it might be Nevin. The boxers themselves generally know. But a terrific fight again, a really good boxing match where skill was the #1 consideration for both men. And now John Joe goes back to his corner where Sauer and Billy wait for him. Billy having a peep out of the side there to see is there any word, early word before the public announcement. Remember, it was 9-9 going into that last round. The country of Ireland has produced unbelievable bantamweights through the years, including two of the men we have in the studio today, Mick Dowling and Bernard Dunn. In blue, John Joe Nevin. In red, from Hull, Luke Campbell. Here is the announcement now. Everything's computed.
In this bout, winner red corner, Captain Luke.
John Joe Nevin has been put out of the World Championships. It's a count back, 12-12. For the second time, Nevin went to count back. The last one he won. This time he doesn't. It cannot be closer than a count back. 12-12 it finishes. But John Joe Nevin has been defeated, or put it another way, the man from Hull is the winner. John Joe Nevin, nothing to be ashamed of. He put up a great performance in these World Championships, from which he will go away with a bronze medal. And that for him is the end of these championships. For Luke Campbell, it's a final, and Irish people will be wondering about him now. Will he go all the way? Will he go all the way next summer in London? For John Joe Nevin, congratulations. He is already in, as he has been before this, in the pantheon of great Irish bantamweights. But the final result, Campbell the winner, 12-12. But count back, give it to the Hull man.